Sorry that I ended up costing you a leg, but you finally were able to get yourself a prosthetic replacement. So we're good now, right? Speaking of being good, my kidney is failing, so I'd appreciate it if you let me have one of yours.
No thanks.
You seriously won't help me out?
I don't know what to tell you, Jane. You are only 26 and already starting to have kidney failure?
You talked to Mom, huh?
We're essentially the same age, you know? Yet despite that, you have managed to completely destroy your body. You eat like garbage and your smoking doesn't help. Genuinely, it makes me sad to hear that you need this transplant. I know without it, you won't be able to live too much longer.
If you know as much, then why aren't you volunteering to give me one then? Hearing another lecture isn't going to save me. Your kidney will.
Is this really a shock for you? After how terribly you've treated me over the years. You have some nerve to demand a kidney from me.
The incident with your leg was an accident. You can't blame me for that.
You literally pushed me into a moving truck. How is that an accident?
I didn't push you intentionally. Someone bumped into me and I just happened to knock you over.
That's weird. I clearly remember you putting both of your hands squarely on my back and pushing with quite some force. That seems like more than a trip to me.
You just love being as dramatic as possible, don't you? Accidents occur. Give up playing the victim for once. I already have apologized anyways. Get over it already. The past is the past.
That was your attempt at an apology? You might want to Google what an actual apology looks like because yours wasn't even close.
Quite a bit has changed. You used to be such a crybaby about everything. Look at you now. Trying to act like a tough guy all the time.
You've changed quite a bit yourself. You never used to be like this. You've even completely brainwashed that husband of yours.
What are you even talking about? You are really trying to turn me into quite the villain.
Am I wrong? Honestly, this feels good to get off my chest. I have a lot of built-up resentment towards you.
You are too hyper-focused on the negative stuff. Did you forget about all the times I used to take care of you? All the nice things I've done?
How could I forget? You used to pretend like you were coming to my aid, only to do the opposite. I never forgot all the times you've hit me, pulled my hair, or broken my things.
What? Did I do that?
You knew after the accident I needed help getting around at school and stuff. It takes time getting used to prosthetics. But nah, you figured this would be another perfect opportunity to torment me further.
You are just being dramatic again. After a couple of weeks of rehab, you were able to get around like normal again.
I was motivated. I needed to learn how to walk again quickly so I could get away from you. Despite that, I still can't manage to do so.
You'll never escape me just by walking. It's easy enough for me to catch up to you anytime. Seeing you try to run away from me just makes me want to pull your hair out all the more. Man, you are such a pushover.
So you do recognize what you are doing is just picking on me then? You aren't completely oblivious?
You should consider your own situation more. Walking around with a gimp leg, no one will ever respect or treat you the same. You should really fix up your act if you don't want to be ostracized from society even further.
Fortunately, that isn't the case within our family. Mom and Dad have never treated me any differently due to my leg.
I think they would be happier just to have me around.
Huh?
I mean, honestly, if you were never born, I wouldn't have to try so hard all the time. Everyone would just finally see me for how great I truly am.
So is that the reason you pushed me into a moving truck? You wanted to gain all the attention of our parents?
I told you I never did that. Maybe it was an act of God. Some divine presence knows that you are only a hindrance in our lives and was trying to erase their blunder of bringing you into this world.
Are you crazy?
Aren't you just clinging on to life at this point? You are barely functioning in society as it is.
Wow.
We get it! You are crippled! Everyone is so tired of hearing about your condition.
All you ever do is cry and bring the mood down for everyone else. We are all so tired of faking sympathy for you. God really made a mistake bringing you into this world. Let me get this straight. You weren't just trying to hurt me by pushing me into a truck. Your intention was to actually kill me?
It would be so much better if everyone could focus on me. Honestly, I was the one blessed with good looks and intelligence. All you ever do is take away my spotlight.
You truly are a terrible person.
But alas, you have an opportunity to finally do something of merit with your miserable life.
So it all comes back to my kidney, huh?
Both Mom and Dad have high blood pressure, so they can't help me. Due to my husband's diabetes, he isn't an option either. So here comes a chance for you to be of use.
Sounds like quite the burden.
You're already missing a leg, so it doesn't really matter if you are missing a kidney.
Despite all your flattery, I have no intention of giving you one of my kidneys.
Do you not understand the situation you are in?
What are you talking about?
Where do you work again?
You know I got a job at the place I have my prosthetic procedure done.
Right. Basically, you just build relationships with similar freaks like yourself while making them prosthetic legs or arms, right?
What of it?
It would be a shame if any of those patients of yours heard about how you were unwilling to do something so simple as giving up an extra kidney for your sister who saved her life. I personally wouldn't want to receive treatment from someone who wouldn't even save her own sister.
What is the worst you can do? Tell them I don't want to be a donor for you?
Who knows? You know how rumors work. Once they start spreading, they really take on a mind of their own.
What are you scheming?
That innocent-looking therapist you guys are working with. All of that is just an act. As soon as she gets off work, she turns into quite the menace and torments her poor sister. How's that sound?
I imagine it's easier to just use the truth. Of course, not your reality. Mine.
I could talk about your terrible temper. How you always feel the need to hit me or take my leg away and make me hobble around one-legged. This is fun.
Really drawing on personal experience, aren't you? I remember all the times you used my prosthetic as a weapon against me.
It would be so easy to come up with more. It would take no effort at all for everyone to hate you in no time.
You seriously are scum.
Don't go blaming me. If the rumors happen to evolve on their own, that isn't my fault.
Do you really think anyone would believe any of that? The people I work with know me quite well.
I imagine under normal circumstances, no one would. However, all they have to do is sprinkle in a little of the truth. Once they hear how you refuse to give your dying sister a kidney, the rest of it starts to seem a lot more believable.
I don't know about that.
Odds are pretty good that at least someone will bite on that rumor.
Is there any depth to which you aren't willing to stoop?
This is my life we are talking about. I don't care about the effects it'll have on you. I will do anything, regardless of my situation. It isn't like teasing you makes me feel any sort of remorse. I could do this every day.
Under the circumstances, a normal person would handle things quite different. Perhaps reflect on their past misdeeds and try to make amends. But no, not you. You are incapable of any sort of self-reflection.
I have done nothing wrong that I would need to reflect on.
Perhaps start with this conversation. You have been spending the last 30 minutes threatening me in an attempt to have me give you a kidney.
I am doing all of this for your sake.
That's rich. Please explain.
I am giving you an opportunity to finally do something of merit with your life. I feel bad that your patients have to deal with such a terrible person. I imagine they'd all feel a lot better if they were being treated by someone who actually cares about someone else.
That's quite the stretch.
If you don't give me a kidney and just let me die, that will forever be associated with you. The sister who let her own family member die for her pride. Are you really okay with that?
I'm not sure.
As a physical therapist, you have to make sure to keep your clients' spirits up at all times. You would never want to intentionally do something that could hurt their recovery, would you?
If by some chance that were to happen, I would just move somewhere else and find a job at a different clinic.
What about our poor parents? The rumors would spread amongst the neighbors and they would become outcasts.
Stop trying to get our parents involved in this. This is between the two of us.
What about your fiancé? How do you think he would think about all this? I bet if he found out how selfish you were being, he would break off the engagements in a heartbeat.
You go as far as to get him involved? Can you just back off already?
If you want me to stop, you know what you need to do.
I will get checked out. We don't even know if I would be a match for you.
That's right, you will. If you try to tell anyone that I forced you to do this, I will make you live to regret it.
I wouldn't tell anyone.
After all this, I still get my way. You could have saved yourself a lot of trouble by just complying from the start.
This is the only method you know how to employ. You always have to resort to dirty tricks.
That's because I am good at it. I have made it this far thanks to it. So why would I stop?
This is the default way you treat everyone who cares about you. At some point, it will come back to bite you.
Oh no! Do you honestly think God would abandon someone as special as me? He has blessed me with so much already. There's no way he would take anything away from me.
This is probably pointless for me to say, but I want to say it anyways.
What?
At some point in your life, you will look back on all the terrible things you've done. How do you think it'll make you feel?
You really think I will regret anything I have done to you? You are nothing to me. I will never give you a second thought.
You've been warned. I suggest you think carefully about how you conduct yourself moving forward.
Yuck! If you have time to lecture me further, then you should have plenty of time to go get checked out. Go to the hospital already. I am tired of waiting.
I will.
I won't accept it if they say you aren't a match. I just came up with a great idea. I honestly can't believe how easy it was to rattle you over some internet rumor. Outside of the kidney, I wonder to what lengths I could use it. Let's try this. Go to the store and buy me some sugar right now. I want it delivered in 20 minutes.
Fine. I will be over soon.
I absolutely loathe cooking. While you're on your way over here, deal with my husband's dinner as well. I don't want you getting him some cheap dinner either. There's a nice French restaurant down the street I am sure he'd enjoy. Make sure to spend at least $50 on his meal.
Okay.
I don't want any of these short responses from you. From now on, you will address me properly. Say, I understand, Jane. It would be my pleasure.
I understand, Jane. It would be my pleasure.
My husband will be out of town for about a week. So you know what that means? You get the privilege of being my housekeeper while he's gone. Don't even think about disobeying me. You know what the consequences will be.
I understand, Jane. It would be my pleasure.
This is the best! This is what I have been needing in my life all this time. I can't wait to use you as my personal slave for the rest of your life. We should make this official. When you come by later, I want you to get down on your hands and knees and pledge your loyalty to me. While you're groveling down there, I will allow you to kiss my feet.
I am not doing that. I'm already doing everything you have asked me to.
Shut up! You think you can talk back to me? Didn't we already go over this? How do you respond to me?
I understand, Jane. It would be my pleasure. The verdict is in.
Are you trying to sound cool? Just tell me the results of the test already. I am tired of waiting.
This last month has really made me see things more clearly.
I don't care about that. Tell me the results of the test now.
I realize that life is wasted on someone like you.
What did you say? Are you backing out of being a donor?
I didn't say that. The results were that my kidney is healthy and seems like it would be a match for you.
About time. How dare you scare me like that?
Yeah, but I am not giving it to you.
Huh?
I already told you, didn't I? The verdict is in. I spent this last month deciding whether or not you were worth saving.
What the hell are you talking about?
I've made my decision. I hope you burn in hell.
Screw you!
I tried to warn you about this a month ago. You had plenty of time to reflect on how you were treating me.
I'm not going to listen to any of your lecturing. I don't know how many times we've gone over this. I don't care what you think.
I was trying to give you the opportunity to make amends. Had you apologized at any points over the last month, you would have had yourself a kidney right now.
Why don't you start by apologizing to me?
I have nothing to apologize to you for. Again, it seems like you don't really understand the concept of an apology. Take 5 seconds and try a quick Google search.
You are so stupid. If you don't give me your kidney, I will absolutely destroy your reputation.
From a simple rumor? Go for it. See if I care.
Do you really think I wouldn't do it? This is my life we are talking about. I will do anything.
Suit yourself.
Are you really willing to let your past month of hard work be for nothing? I know you don't want this thing getting out. Why else would you have obeyed my every command?
I'll let you think whatever you want. My motivation had nothing to do with fear of the rumor spreading. I simply wanted to get a better understanding of the type of person you truly were. To think, you thought that my reputation could be destroyed by some simple rumor. What a joke.
The threat didn't stop with just your job. I will tell everyone you care about. Our parents, your fiancé, everyone will know how terrible you are.
That won't be a problem. We don't even live in the same country as you anymore.
What?
Initially, just me and John were planning on relocating. However, our parents came to visit us and fell in love with the area too. They moved in down the street from us a few weeks back.
Wow. You are absolutely terrible at lying. Take it from me. You should start with something a bit more grounded in reality.
Due to my years of experience, I was able to find a new job easy enough. And John is a doctor, so he could find a job anywhere.
No way. I figured John worked as a janitor or something like that.
Our parents are getting older. They had us way later than normal, and as such, are almost nearing retirement age. With both John and my income, we were able to make sure that they could retire a bit earlier and enjoy the rest of their lives.
You're getting better at this. It is all still a lie, though, right?
Nah, it's all true. So by all means, spread as many rumors as you want. I imagine rumors about someone living in a different country won't have quite the same impact, though.
This is all off. I haven't heard anything about this from Mom. There's no way she would abandon her golden child.
It's not her fault you don't know. Her burden of responsibility left as soon as you decided to get them involved in your scheming. Once they heard about everything, they changed their tune quickly.
Is she there with you right now?
I tried to explain to the effects of all the brainwashing. You always thought I was some helpless child who would never say anything about all the terrible things you did to me.
What are you saying?
I hate to break it to you, but our parents knew everything. I asked them not to say anything to you, though. Do I really need to say more? You aren't the golden child you always thought you were.
You told them about the quarreling of children?
I made sure to leave absolutely nothing out. They couldn't believe it at first. However, I kept a diary when I was a kid. I wrote down literally everything you did to me. Seeing that cleared their doubts quite quickly.
I can't believe you'd write about that sort of stuff in a diary.
Thanks to that, our parents decided to move abroad with me.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
The only one left is your husband. I imagine that will just take some time to resolve itself.
You'd even go after my husband?
I made sure to take plenty of photos of how you acted when he was out of town. Of course, those pictures got shared with him.
You were sneaking behind my back the whole time while I was bossing you around? I will never forgive you for this. You will never live this down.
Despite your terrible looks, I imagine he thought there was a kind heart somewhere buried inside you. Must have been the reason he married you. He was clearly delusional, though. He finally realizes the truth. So it's only a matter of time before he leaves you too.
Like hell!
It's not like you needed to get a kidney from a family member. Why didn't you just ask a friend to begin with?
Don't give me that. I am sure you already contacted all my friends and made up a bunch of stuff about me already.
I'm not you. I wouldn't stoop that low. As long as you keep up appearances with them, there is always hope you might get one, right?
Even if I am cured, if everyone in my life has left me, that will be almost too much to bear.
That seems like an appropriate punishment for all the suffering you have caused others.
I was wrong, okay? I am really sorry.
It is way too late for you to be trying to apologize now.
I am sorry I pushed you. I am sorry about all the times I bullied you. I really do regret all of it.
I hate to break it to you, but no matter how hard you apologize, it won't undo all the terrible things you've done.
Please don't say that. I am begging you.
If you are willing to beg.
So you'll forgive me?
I hope you burn in hell.
Don't say that. I can't do this on my own. I need you. You can't just leave me like this.
Ultimately, my parents decided to stay with me and John overseas for a while. We cut ties with Jane soon after. Jane's husband left her not long after he found out about everything. She did absolutely everything to try to get a kidney from any of her friends, but no one would help her out. She thought she was really good at keeping up appearances, but it seems like I wasn't the only one who saw her for who she truly was. I have no idea if she was ever able to find a kidney donor, regardless of whether or not she was able to. I imagine her remainder of her life will be spent primarily in solitude. Her treatment of others finally gave her the miserable life she always deserved. John and I got married, and I found a good job as a physical therapist overseas. My parents really loved our new apartment and got used to living overseas really quickly. We were able to live quite comfortably after that. Good evening. Would I be right to assume this is the number to a Ken Sable?
Yeah. That's me. But who are you?
My name is Mei Lin. I am currently working as an active attorney, and I have contacted you in order to ask several questions.
You're a lawyer? But why would a lawyer have anything to do with me? Moreover, why is it that you have my text information?
I will be answering those questions soon. However, there are some questions that I would like you to answer for me in the meantime. First, are you aware of a woman by the name of June Trost?
About June? Yeah, I know about her. We used to date a while back, but we haven't really been in contact since we split up. Something happened to her?
Yes, that would most likely be Miss Trost. 2 months prior, Miss Trost had taken a pregnancy test and was found to be pregnant.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's good for her, right? She did say that she wanted to have kids once upon a time. Tell her I said congratulations. By how you're talking about her, I'm guessing you're her lawyer then?
I would advise against using such uninvolved language. Miss Trost is pregnant with your baby, after all.
What? You're saying that she is pregnant with my child?
Your previous girlfriend is now pregnant with your child, yes. In accordance with this, I am to inform you that you are to be entrusted with paying for child support to a total amount of up to $100,000. If you refuse to pay for this, a lawsuit will then be brought up against you.
No. Stop. Wait a minute. What are you even talking about?
I am informing you of the pregnancy of your previous girlfriend and the request for you to pay for child support. She has no desire for you two to be married and would like to just receive the child support payments, which is why she hired me, in order to facilitate the interaction between you two in a civilized manner. Ms. Trost has informed me of your contact information and informed me that this would be the most effectual way of contacting you.
No, really. Just stop for a minute. Ms. Lin, right? There is no possible way that June is pregnant with my child. I mean, we've been broken up for over 5 years now. Not even that, but the last time we even met was almost 3 years ago. I'm not even living in the same area anymore, so there is no way that we'd be able to have any contact with each other. No matter how you think about it, there is no way that I am the father of her child.
Ms. Trost is saying that you two met around 3 months ago.
She's also claiming that you are the only person with which she has had any physical relations. Looking at these facts, it's certain that you are the father of the child. It's certain? How could you have so much confidence in saying something like that? Continuing on, you are being requested to pay $100,000 in child-rearing expenses. If you are to pay, you will have no need to sign the birth certificate, nor will you be required to have any contact with the child, should you so desire. However, if you choose to refuse payment, a lawsuit will be brought up against you, and you shall be required to legally take responsibility of the child. Of course, you will be then forced to pay for child support payments, though I am impartial as to what process would be most favorable. Due to the fees that would accrue due to going through with the case, I would suggest that you immediately pay the $100,000. Huh. But there is no actual proof that the child is mine until they are actually born, right? If it comes to light that the child isn't mine, what will you do in order to compensate for this? If it's not my child, and yet I am forced to pay $100,000, this then becomes fraud. Could we delay these proceedings until after the birth, when we can have a DNA test to make sure that the child is indeed mine? Huh? How could you be someone who could say something like that? Whoa, what's with the sudden shift in tone? All this just because you don't want to pay the money. How dare you doubt me or June? She is doing this only because she doesn't want to cause you any more trouble than is needed. She is saying that all you have to do is pay for child support. Other than that, you don't have to do a thing. Yet you say that this is some type of fraud. You're being extremely rude. All right, Ms. Lin. Please just calm down for a minute. I am simply informing you that the information that you're telling me is strange. I have not had contact with June Trost in the past 3 years, let alone actually met her. Yet after all that time, I suddenly get a text message that says she is pregnant and I have to pay child support. Doesn't that sound just a little strange to you? Not only that, but you refuse to listen to my side of the story and only go off of what June is telling you. Also, the way that you're talking is strange. You keep on going with the assumption that if I don't pay immediately, you'll take me to court and undoubtedly win. With all of those factors, of course I'm going to assume that this could be some type of fraud. Are you really such a heartless human being that you'd do something like that? Making a child with someone, without even as much as getting married beforehand. But then, even worse, not taking any responsibility whatsoever when it is revealed that the baby is yours. You're the worst. Alright, I never said that I wouldn't pay, as long as it was my child. I would require much more evidence as to us actually being in contact during that time, as well as having DNA evidence that I am indeed the father of the child. If those conditions are indeed true, then I would most indeed pay what I have to. However, if I am indeed the father, why would what I am suggesting be troublesome for anyone involved? What are you talking about, not troublesome for anyone? How do you expect June to survive without any support until the birth of your child? You haven't thought for 1 minute about June's well-being, have you? So this is what you're really trying to say? You're just making up all these excuses in order to get out of paying for what you owe? If you don't pay immediately, I will be forced to start proceedings to bring you to court. Well, fine. Whatever then. How about we start with the court proceedings then? So please, start any paperwork that you need to file, and I will start preparing for the case as soon as I can. Huh? What are you saying? Why would you want to go to court? Yeah, I don't know how to deal with you. Even when I say that I will pay when there is evidence, you say that I don't plan on paying at all. Even if I hint at not paying if there isn't any evidence, you then start to treat me as if I'm not even human. How do you expect me to even talk to you then? What am I even supposed to say? So just... whatever. Start with the court proceedings. I'll be seeing you in court. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe you should calm down a bit. Are you absolutely sure that you want to go forward with the court proceedings? Yeah. I told you, please start with the court proceedings. This would be much more efficient than the whole running around that you're going to force me to do. You're right. This would be much more efficient, and everything would go just as I planned. But I am a lawyer. You know that, right? Are you absolutely sure that you want to go to court against me? There aren't many scenarios where you will come out well on this case. I'm most certainly going to win this court battle. I still think it would be best for both parties involved if you were to just pay for the child support payments without going to court. Well, I guess I should be saying the same things to you. Are you really sure you would like to go to court? I'm also a lawyer, so going to court isn't something that I am unfamiliar with. Huh? Wait, what are you talking about? Whether you are aware or not, I'm not sure. I have my lawyer's license, and I am working in a law firm. I may be fairly young, but I do have practical experience in many court cases. Looking at all your suspicious actions, way of talking, and frivolous accusations, I don't see how I could lose against you. You're a lawyer? Yes. Is there something wrong with that? No, there is nothing particularly wrong with that. No. By the way, Ms. Lin, I would like you to tell me the firm you represent. The firm I represent? Well, I don't really want to tell you that. Oh, are you possibly not part of any office? Then please tell me your lawyer registration information. Why would you be asking any of this? How does it have any relevance to you? Well, I'm going to research a little bit about who you are. If I have your registration information, I'll be able to tell whether you truly are who you say you are. Are you telling me that you think I'm a fake? This is all for safety's sake. There have been quite a lot of instances of fraud where people pretend to act as lawyers. With that, many different terms start to come into play. For example, the felony of impersonation of a lawyer, which is 1 to 3 years in prison. Then the accusing without evidence, also called criminal intimidation, which is another 1 to 5 years in prison. Then, of course, extortion, or more accurately, attempted extortion. That's another 3 to 10 years. The whole concept itself is just fraud, or in this case, attempted fraud. Again, another 1 to 5 years. All of this combined would result in 6 to 23 years in prison. Quite the heavy sentence, really. Also, of course, I would be required to inform the police and get them involved if it turns out that this was actually a case of impersonating a lawyer. So, please, I'll ask one more time. Inform me of your lawyer registration number so I can tell if what you're saying is true. What? No, I can't tell you my registration number. If you refuse to inform me of your registration, then I will be led to assume that you are indeed someone who is impersonating a lawyer. All right, fine. I'll give you my registration number. My registration number is 678. 678? Are you serious? Please stop playing around with me. You know that the lowest denomination that a lawyer registration code could possibly be is 4 digits, right? Even then, only the most old guard of lawyers have those 4-digit numbers. Are you telling me that you're someone who's even more veteran than they are? No, I'm not saying anything like that. I must have just been mistaken. All right, let's just get everything out in the air. You aren't actually a lawyer, are you? In reality, this is actually June, isn't it? What? No! Of course not! How dare you accuse me of something like that? I am an official lawyer! And I am the lawyer that was hired by June Trost. No, please stop, June. This act isn't going to cut it. Honestly, it's not even convincing. There isn't a lawyer alive that would refuse to give their registration number. Not only that, but a lawyer contacting someone through text messages is already out of the question. Even if you were trying to act up with lawyer-like language, it was easy to tell it was coming from you. When you first contacted me, I kinda caught wind of it. But I just wanted to see how it would play out. Hey! If you knew from the beginning, why didn't you just say something? Also, I never heard about you becoming a lawyer. I never knew you even went to law school. Seriously, you're the worst. Yeah, I should be the one saying those things. How is it that my ex-girlfriend became such a con artist? Making up stories about being pregnant and getting people to pay for child support. I mean, really. You were trying to get your ex-boyfriend, who you haven't even met in 3 years, to claim child support for a child that hasn't been born. How could you have possibly thought that this would turn out in your favor? Oh, shut up. It's true that I'm pregnant. But the father ended up running away, so I'm trying to do everything that I can in order to scrounge up enough money to live. Now, June, I do realize that your situation is pretty desperate, and I can sympathize with that. However, what you are doing is fraud, plain and simple. As such, I have contacted the police to inform them of your actions. Wait, you did what? I told you a little earlier, but impersonating a lawyer is a felony. I believe I also informed you of the other charges: attempted fraud and attempted extortion. In order for you to be brought up upon your actions, I have contacted the police and given them your information so that they can make an investigation. What? Ken, stop! Stop playing around with me! It's not funny! You're right, this isn't funny. But I am most certainly not messing around with you. You should actually be happy that I was being calm when you had first tried to steal money from me. But the actual scary part is how you seem to have a process for all of this. I hate to think about it, but this most definitely wasn't the first time, huh? So please, when talking to the police, make sure to show as much sign of regret as you can. Wait, you can't be serious. You're lying, right? No, I was never planning on impersonating a lawyer or anything like that. This was all for my child. I have no money and I needed a way to get a hold of something to survive. I'm being completely honest. I had no intention of doing fraud of any type. Yeah. Well, make sure to tell that to the police. Maybe that way they can be more sympathetic and reduce the sentence. Or better yet, maybe you can somehow get off without having to go to jail. Though with your case, I don't see that being too easy. Good luck with your case. Also, please know that I will definitely not be willing to represent you. After that, June was then apprehended by police under charges of attempted fraud and extortion. She had used the same method on 3 other partners of hers and had fraudulently stolen around $400,000. Though there are other cases in precedent that had suspended sentences, in her case, she was not afforded that luxury. She was sent to jail, where she would eventually have the baby. The child was then left in care of some of her family members until she would be released. Though it seems that by the time she actually gets released, her child will already be entering elementary school. If anything, I would like for her to pay for her crimes and come out as a better person. For both her and her child.